Hi LinkedIn, it's Jess here from Reesby IT. Wanted to have a chat with you. Someone asked me to do a video on how to deal with assholes in the workplace. So I think this is a really important one. Obviously, it's probably something that a lot of you are struggling with at the moment. We've all been there. We've all had people that we don't get on with within the workplace, and it's definitely not a fun way to live. As you know, we spend so much time in the office with the people that we work with, often more than our own family. I think the real importance around dealing with this problem instead of just avoiding it is thinking about the consequences. If something was to go on and continues and exacerbates and gets worse, you may end up in a position where quite a lot of candidates who end up having to call me, where they're being let go or they're having to go through internal escalation measures around problems that should have been nipped in the bud ages ago. And it can then affect your next job because it brings your mood down. You suddenly are a little bit angry about maybe what's happened, what's taken place, and you are a little bit on the back foot and you feel like, oh, I've had to leave my job or been fired even though I was the one who did nothing wrong. I think one strategy that can just help straight off the bat would be go up to them and talk to them to their face, be direct. This is something that I've had to do a lot in my life, particularly with people that I deal with in business, where you just put your cards on the table and sort of say to yourself, I'm not dealing with this shit and your shit. Like, what's going on here? Like, what's the problem that you've got with me? I think that's really important to speak to them and be direct. Or you could take the nice kind of person vibe where you are a little bit more gentle and you explain, look, the way that you treat me in the workplace, you know that I know that this is not appropriate. Is that I want to come to work and feel comfortable and happy every day, just like you do. Can't you give me a little bit of respect here? Can't you, could you please just leave me out of whatever problem it is that you've got with me? Or is there anything that I can do is there something I'm doing that's affecting you that I don't know about that I could improve? I hate to have to come to this position, but, you know, it's getting to the point where I'm dreading seeing you and coming to work. Another thing is talking to managers or people maybe on other teams. This is a good way to get it off your chest without it kind of coming back to you. Just make sure it's maybe someone that you trust or confide in. And also start really considering, is this the right workplace for you? If you feel like you've got no avenue to reach out and speak with someone, is it right? Or are you the only one? Or is there someone else who's maybe having the exact same experience with the same person? Is whoever it is, are they just a bad apple? Maybe this is something you can tell management. If you're seeing quite a lot of people leave and you feel that you know who it is that's causing this problem, I'm sure the management will want to know about it. But you've just got to dance around it in the most politically correct way because, once again, you don't want to have yourself in that predicament where you don't know, you know, if your job is then going to be affected and on the line. And once again, sometimes getting out, I think the saying is like, you know, jump the ship before it sinks. I think that's important. And the way to avoid this from the very beginning, maybe it's a new job you've gotten into. Well, let me just say it's probably your own lack of research. If you've gone into an organization and this is something that's been going on for 3 years and whoever it is in management maybe, then did you look up Glassdoor? Did you ask around? I think that there could have been ways maybe that you could have prevented this from happening potentially. And I think as well, just remembering that someone else can't control your emotions. I always say this, I explained this to some young girl that was at the airport once and she was telling me that some people were bullying her. She was just some random girl I spoke with, and, you know, me turned around and went all life coach on her, and I said, well, no one can make you feel something. I said, you're the person, you control your reaction to any situation that takes place. If someone walks in to your house with wielding a bat or whatever, it's your choice to scream and freak out or to kind of remain calm. Like this, you have control only over your emotion. You can just try your best. It can be hard to just say to yourself, they're the asshole. At least thank God I don't have to live with them. And I don't know, watch some funny videos on YouTube to try and clear your mind. I think that could be a good strategy. Just trying to see that you don't have to get affected by their negative words. Try and turn it into almost like a joke. But once again, like you definitely, I don't want to underestimate the importance of dealing with the problem instead of ignoring it, because I've seen, particularly with my mother, as she got older and she was in a workplace where she was actually bullied, and then subsequently had a mental health breakdown. I don't know if it was corresponding, but I would imagine that it probably had an impact. So you don't want to be that person who ends up having a life that's destroyed, trust me, where you're on medication and you can't face the world because of someone else. Don't let it linger and eat you up. If you're not the type of person that can handle all of this confrontation, just get out. Just leave. Honestly, like give me a call. I'm happy to have a chat with you. Get onto reesby.com.au, put your resume in there, because the sooner you deal with it, the better. If the problem just continues, it's only going to get worse in some cases if you can't resolve it. So anyway, they're just a couple of tips that I thought might be helpful to someone out there. If you've dealt with a workplace asshole, please comment down below, or comment down below how you dealt with it or how it might have affected you even negatively, to show other people that these things can get worse. You know, if you feel comfortable enough to share your story, please do. Because like I said, mental health is so important, and a lot of people work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and to go to work every day and be miserable will have a toll on your actual brain and on your self-esteem. Fuck them, fuck it, just move on, find another job, and just move on. I think that is just the simplest way to deal with some issues. I know it's not easy because you might have livelihood matters and mortgages to repay, but trust me, you can't pay off a mortgage when you're unemployable because you're on a disability pension because your mental health is just caved in, and it can happen. You know, just like sleeping at the wheel when you're a little bit tired, it just comes onto you like that. You won't even see it coming. So just be really careful, guys. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great time, and I'd love to give support to anyone who's out there who is being bullied in the workplace. Like, feel free to hit me up. Maybe I could give you a couple of tips or just some support, friendly advice on how you might want to go about it. I really do have a soft spot in my heart for these kinds of issues, and I know it affects quite a lot of people. So have a great weekend, and I'll be doing more videos next week. Cheers. Bye.